Hey y'all, what's going on? It's Athena Amoeba, your friend in exploring the power of your mind. The power that you can use to create your own universe. Today's video is a spotlight on the amazing, extraordinary, incredible Lisa Nichols. I was first introduced to Lisa through The Secret, a documentary about the law of attraction that you all may have heard of. And while this is Lisa's most popular work, I believe, the other work she has far surpasses what she's done on The Secret. She is a transformational speaker, she is an author, and now her book, Abundance Now, is 100% on my to-read list, and she's helped countless people transform themselves and their lives. This week, I wanted to put the spotlight on her because I watched 2 of her interviews this past week and they just blew my mind. She is absolutely one of the best examples of how you can completely turn your life around no matter what situation you're in. Lisa really shares her struggles and challenges that she's been through very vulnerably and very openly, and knowing what it took for her to transform her life, and that it really was about her focusing on where she had power and actually following through with that, it's just a testament to how any one of us can transform our lives. In the 2 interviews that I watched with her this week, Lisa talks about how there was a point in time where she had no money in her bank account. She had $11 and it wasn't enough to withdraw money, and so she didn't even have enough money for diapers for her baby. And as a mother, that was just earth-shattering because all she wanted to do was provide for her child. And so when she hit that rock bottom, that was her rock bottom, she swore to herself and to her baby that she was never going to be that broke or broken again. And it's so powerful. You have to watch both of these interviews. I will put the links to both of them in the description below because I cannot do her story any justice. Lisa Nichols is also an extraordinary storyteller, and I knew her for that before I actually watched these 2 interviews because she had done a lot of speaking at Awesomeness Fest, and I, a couple years ago, was watching a lot of presentations from Awesomeness Fest, and so I knew she was an extraordinary storyteller, but to hear her tell her own story, I will do it no justice. I cannot do it any justice. So you just have to watch these interviews because they are 110% transformative and inspiring, and you just have to hear it from her. But besides being an extraordinary example of how anyone can turn their life around no matter what it is that you're facing, if you set your mind to something, if you have focus, you can make it happen. So besides the fact that these interviews really give you that sense of certainty that these things are true, she blew me away with several quotes that I've been taking with me throughout the last week that have been helping to keep me motivated and have actually changed my behavior in certain instances. So the first quote is, in order to have something that you've never had before, you have to do something that you've never done before. I mean, it sounds so straightforward and simple, right? But when you condense it like that, when you condense this wisdom like that, in a way that you can really bring it to yourself in moments where you don't want to do the thing you've never done before, where you do want to take the easy way, where you do want to take the convenient way, where you do want to say, I'm tired, I want to sleep more. It's like, okay, but how bad do you want that thing that you want, right? And if you want something you've never had before, what is it that you're going to have to make yourself do in order to get it? And that quote made me go on more walks last week than I would have without that quote. So thanks, Lisa Nichols. The second quote that really stood out to me was, you want to make me extraordinary to get yourself off the hook. That is also huge because I feel like it's so easy to put people on a pedestal and say, oh, well, of course they could. They had X, Y, and Z resource. Or of course they could. They're superhuman, right? But in reality, when we do that, when we say that about other people, when we think that about other people, it's really just to let ourselves off the hook. Because it's giving us an excuse not to pursue what we want to pursue. We say, oh yeah, of course they accomplished it. They're superhuman. Really? Everybody is human. Everybody has struggles. Everybody has choices they need to make. Everybody's tempted by taking the easy way out. But what makes people extraordinary is when they don't choose that option, when they choose the harder option in the moment, when they don't go for that instant gratification and they go for their dreams. That's what makes people extraordinary, is that we're all ordinary people, and some ordinary people choose to make extraordinary choices consistently, while the rest of us decide we're not going to do that and say, well, they're special. That's why they got what they got. Nope. It's because they make the choices we don't make for ourselves. That's it. Oh my gosh. I love that quote, because really, we have to stop letting ourselves off the hook. We have to stop arguing for our limitations, and we've got to stop putting people on a pedestal, because it stops us from tuning into our greatness, and it stops us from realizing that all we have to do is choose. All we have to do is decide what we want, pursue it, focus on it, and become unstoppable in that. And all it means to be unstoppable is that even when you fail, you keep going, you find a way. It's not going to look perfect by any means. It's not going to be an overnight success by any means. There's almost no such thing as an overnight success. Anyone who you think is an overnight success has put in countless hours, blood, sweat, and tears to get to where they got. And even if they blew up overnight, or even if they became famous overnight, they were doing something in order to make that happen. They were putting themselves out there in some sort of way, or making choices that we may have not dared to make yet. So that is all for today. I just wanted to put a spotlight on Lisa Nichols because I loved her interviews. They were super transformative, super motivational, actually had an impact on my life, and I am extremely excited to read her book, Abundance Now. So thank you, Lisa Nichols, for all that you do. I don't know if you'll ever see this, but thank you, and I'll send that out into the universe. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for liking. Thank you all for subscribing. And thank you for being a part of my journey and for letting me be a part of yours. Until next time, much love!